Is it audible?
Clear, no problem.
Okay, how are you? Is it audible today?
Yeah.
Okay, no, it's okay, no problem. So wait for 5 minutes. You can start the program. Huh?
No problem.
No problem. Okay. Sindhu?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Sir, audible, sir.
Already working, Mama?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wait for 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, sir.
So no, start பண்ணிடலாம்.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Be ready.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Start பண்ணிடலாமா? Almost 100 participants வந்துட்டாங்க. Guest வந்துட்டாரு அவரும். சுத்தி போக மாட்டாங்க. Chitty.
Ready.
Yeah. So let's start the program. Okay. Okay. Right. Good. Okay. Sindhu, be ready.
Okay, sir. Sir, start பண்ணும்போது எல்லாரும் mute பண்ணிட்டு சொல்லுங்க, sir.
Let us start the program. So all the parties kindly mute your audio. Okay. Now the program will start.
Evening was so full of hope and inspiration. Wishing you all a wonderful evening. Sometimes all it takes is just one prayer to change everything. So let us begin the session with a beautiful prayer song. To begin the evening, we call upon our sister Sindhu from Final Year Chemical Engineering to sing the prayer song.
ஓம்காரநாதம் நீயே, உண்மை பொருளும் நீயே, உந்தன் அருள் ஜோதியே எங்கும் ஒளி வீசவே இந்த புவியோர்க்கு அருள் செய்வாயே. ஹே ராம் என்றாலும் நீயே, இயேசு என்றாலும் நீயே, எங்கள் அல்லா நீயே, உலகில் எல்லாம் நீயே, எங்கள் உள்ளத்து தெய்வம் நீயே. ஓம்காரநாதம் நீயே, உண்மை பொருளும் நீயே, உந்தன் அருள் ஜோதியே எங்கும் ஒளி வீசவே இந்த புவியோர்க்கு அருள் செய்வாயே. அறியாமை இருள் நீக்கியே, அகங்கார வெறி போக்கியே, தூய அன்புதனை உள்ள பண்புதனை எம்மில் நிலை தோங்க செய்திடுவாய். ஓம்காரநாதம் நீயே, உண்மை பொருளும் நீயே, உந்தன் அருள் ஜோதியே எங்கும் ஒளி வீசவே இந்த புவியோர்க்கு அருள் செய்வாயே. இந்த புவியோர்க்கு அருள் செய்வாயே, இந்த புவியோர்க்கு அருள் செய்வாயே.
Thank you, sister. It's delighted. I now call upon Bruno, third year Chemical Engineering, to welcome the gathering.
A warm word of welcome to everyone. For the webinar on product design and product type Development in Startup Ecosystem, organized by Department of Chemical Engineering in association with Institution Innovation Council, Paavai Engineering College. I take this prospect to express my hearty welcome to our speaker, Dr. S. Shitty Babu, sir, Adjunct Faculty, National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management, who accepted to spare his time in spite of his busy schedule. We welcome you, sir. We are much delighted to welcome our supporter system, respected Principal and President of IIC, Dr. M. Prem Kumar, sir. We welcome you, sir. We extend our cordial welcome to our backbone, head of our department, Chemical Engineering, Dr. G. Srinivasan, sir. We welcome you, sir. We would also like to extend our warm welcome to the Vice President of IIC, Dr. K. Sundaramurthy, the IIC Conway, Dr. R. Mohanapriya, and other faculty members of IIC to this session. Last but not least, we welcome all the young entrepreneurs for this session. Once again, we welcome you all.
Thank you, brother. I now call upon Adra Jairaj, final year chemical engineering, to introduce the chief guest.
It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker, Dr. S. Chittibabu sir, Adjunct Faculty, National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management, Tanjore. He has joined as Adjunct Faculty at IIF-PEC from July 2018. He received his B.Tech in Chemical Engineering from Madras University, M.Tech in Chemical Plant Design from National Institute of Technology, Trichy, and PhD from Anna University, Chennai. He has so far 1 year of industrial experience. He is also serving as technical consultant in the area of energy conservation and management and fire safety aspects to process industries. He has many international publications in reputed peer-reviewed journals. He is a life member of professional bodies like Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers, Institute of Engineers India, and Indian Society for Technical Education. Now, we hand over the session to you, sir.
Thank you for all the students who gave a nice talk about the welcoming and also sharing my kind of information to others. Shall I go for sharing my slides?
Yeah, yes. Yes.
My video off, my audio only available for you. And since I think yes,
Now it's okay, Chitty. Audio is good.
yeah. So are you able to see my slides, right?
Yes, you later, you slightly that enlarge that. Yeah, good. Super. Okay, browser.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Dear students, I think thanks for coming and thanks for attending in this odd hours. I feel proud of you guys, joining me at the end of the day. Then thanks management for talk about it. To you guys, that's another very important. With this towards and one more deal I want to make right now on me. That is since the number of students is not around, it's very difficult.
I think a triple digit browser.
Yeah, more than 100.
More than 100. That in that evening time, the students are eagerly waiting for your lecture.
So I
Their
want
most ideas are
yeah.
students.
This is exactly 1 hour. I don't want to take no more than problem. And at the same time, drawback of addressing such a first is I cannot, questions, but I tried my level best to cope up with the timing. Exactly by 15 minutes. So then last 10 minutes we will have some kind of discussion. That also it's very formal discussions only. So if you want you can the things and you can mail me through your problem. I can I'll clarify your kind of. Okay. So I'm not expecting any kind of. I'll go through. Just watch it out and note it down all your doubts and this is the deal between one. So within 1 hour, not possible to cover the title which I have taken. Then what you are going to do? You may ask that. Main thing is just to give some kind of info about sort of things are available. Are very important when you are going for a startup company. That is what our aim here. Okay, not thinking upon all the things that is there related to design thinking or product design or prototype development. Right. So let us start from the very scratch. I think all the 3 years are there. First year, second year, all those things are there. Okay, no problem. This can be understood by all students, no problem. No prerequisite is necessary for attending the seminar. Okay, because objective is just to introduce the sort of things that is there in the startup ecosystem. So basically, we can think about what is a startup company. This is the definition that is given by Government of India. So your company should be a private limited or a limited liability partnership company, basically, right? There is no other go in this one. Whenever you want to start a company, then you have to register it as a private limited company or as a limited liability partnership company. This, if you approach any auditor, they will give you the guidance what to be done for registering as a private limited. What are all the things that is there in the limited liability partnership company. Okay, first thing you have to do this one only. Then the eligibility considered as a startup is should be below 10 years of time. So that is obvious. And next one is the company should deal with some kind of innovation, development, or improvement of the products or processes or services. There's a scalable business model with a high potential of employment and all wealth creation. Okay. So the previous slide is just a introduction. You might have heard about all these words. Without these words nowadays, we cannot survive. Ola, Just Dial, or Zoho, Info, Paytm, Zomato, especially you guys fond of Zomato and Swiggy, Freshdesk, Snapdeal, MakeMate, Tip. At some point of time, these guys will come into our kind of life and do the things. Right? All are a startup company. Okay? That's why I put in the first slide. And who can start such a company? And what is the capital involved to start the company? All those questions will be there in your mind. So actually, I have one company. That's why I accepted this particular title to talk about. Even though I'm working as an acting practice, not a regular practice. But, there's some kind of passion towards starting up. So who can start? Any student or group of students can start startup, or a faculty or a faculty member can group together, can start, and the staff, when you are non-teaching staff or faculty join together, start, and the students and faculty start. Or all together can form a team and can start a company. So this private limited company need two numbers, two partners, right? Whereas LLC has liability partnership company, 7 partners. Okay. So depending upon your kind of note, first you can start either as a private limited or a limited liability partner. If you are studying second year or third year or final year, no problem. Whatever the year may be, not ask whether you are a second year student or third year student, you have enough experience or not. Go and fix some experience opportunity. All those
നമസ്തേ വെറുതെ എങ്ങിട്ട് വണ്ടിയില്ല ഒന്നും
and also difficult not to check the muting problem. I again request you guys to do kind of mic.
யாரும் இவங்களாம் அட்மிஷன் ஸ்கூல் அட்மிஷன்
Okay, I'll settle down. Okay. So the right thing you can do is right now you can form a team on and work start your kind of work, right? So if your team have one single goal to have a startup company, you start immediately with the available facility in your department. So this is what the thing. So don't think about any experience, capital, all those things. Take hardly 15,000 to 25,000. Start all the registration process, private limited or things, all those things. That's all. So initially 5 members join together and thinking of starting a company, 5,000. That is more than sufficient, right? So after that, what we do? That is what the question, right? Okay. So now we registered with the minimum seed capital 5,000 or 2,000, and we the auditor and our kind of and with all those, right? So now, so what to be done after registering the company? Somebody will ask you the question. Okay, what are you going to do? All those. Now you have to approach the right. So nowadays the government established or funding a lot of incubation centers, colleges and universities. So you can approach any of the colleges who is having this. What actually they do? They provide entrepreneurs with a flexible legal small amount of. They give the space for your company. That is what important. So they give one room for you guys to sit down and discuss about what is this, right? So it is very clear right now that you don't need any sort of idea for starting a company. After getting, you can go and sit together and discuss about what to be done and support services like all those, right? And they will also give it managerial assistance. So individual will be having some manpower. So you can engage them for kind of your kind of administration. Then final one is very very important. They will also give some kind of seed capital, seed money. Okay. So you guys started the company. They'll tell you approach them how such a thing. Will give the 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs capital for you. That you can work on for. Okay. Like that, it will go. Money also they are giving, right? Apart from space, the other services, other stuff, they are also giving capital. So now you don't find got the money, right? So start your company. So what is the seed funding or capital, right? So yearly investment. So you guys now have only 5,000 rupees, and that 5,000 rupees also you spend for it. Now you have some beautiful ideas what I'm going to do, I'm going to do all those things. So if it is so attractive to a kind of input, they'll give the money. Okay, now the money problem is solved. Okay, seed funding is the initial capital starting coming from. You have some personal assets you can get family or covering initial practice venture, right? Seed funding you can get it from incubator also. At the same time, seed funding can be generated through friends, family. Don't want to disturb them. That is also good, right? Better seed capital. There are other schemes that is there with the Startup India and Startup EN. EN is Tamil Nadu, right? These two websites you have to visit daily basis. Check whether what about the schemes that are they are displaying also, so that whenever kind of opportunity comes, you can approach them for your kind of funding. Right now, I have nothing with funding. I have some kind of business idea that is more than sufficient for the some amount of money. That's like that. So you need not bother about how to get or I don't have money. Start now. Funding also good. Got the funding also because you have very good idea. It's going to fetch you a lot of money. So people will be attracted to your kind of ideas. So they are supporting. So where are all these technology business incubators are available? I have just put some snapshots. There is very famous technology business. Shastra University. So each and every business incubator will be having some kind of objective. Here in Shastra University, they have this 3D printing, right? Then whereas we have Kongu, we have food related and mechanical. We have Amarda University TI, and we have Career TI, Career Management, and we have National Institute of Technology properly. So they have some call for innovative startup ideas. Like that, they have Center for Entrepreneurship. Approach these guys. They'll guide you what to be done. Right? So this is a world famous IIT very successful incubator. So some of the companies you may heard about IIT. One very famous company right now, Ether Energy. They are giving electric vehicles, right? Electric scooter that is there in the market. That is the company right from like that. There are so many other companies also. You can visit those websites and find more. So these are all some example sites I have found. There are so many universities are available in Tamil Nadu or other than Tamil. You can explore other states. Each and every IIMs and IITs having this kind of facility. So their objective should meet your kind of idea. For example, this Periyar TBI located in Tanjavur, which are nearby Tanjavur, you can approach. But their domain is food technology, biotechnology, bioproduct development, all those. Okay? Whereas Shastra is 3D printing. Totally different domains they are working on. But you have to check it out. Some of the institute will work on all the domains, right? For example, NIT or IIT Madras, you can throw them whatever the idea we have, no problem for them. So how to start a startup? Now only I'm coming to my product prototyping. have an idea, right? So how that idea generated? So something is missing. You find it repeat, right? That is what we call it as a point. Okay. Simple example for point redbus.com. You might have heard about this redbus.com kind of ticket travel. So somebody roamed around each and every travel to find whether the ticket available is in the travel, the buses, right? So
That's it.
So that is the pain point. Somebody roamed around to find out the availability of seats in all the buses. So that is the startup of idea generated. Why not start a company which gives the customers each and every travels bus how many seats are available, what are the location of the seats, all those things. At the same time, they started giving additional benefits to the customer that the ticket. So that is the pain point, and what is missing. That they have to think about. Yeah. Then, if it is a product kind of stuff, you have to make a prototype. Okay? The product may be a physical product, a software program, an app. Redbus.com, we said that app they developed. Okay? So that is what the prototype. And you have to show the prototype the people and get the response from them. After getting the response, all the responses, take care of the kind of problems and sort it out. And you have to find a partner for this one, further grow, and you have to register your company. Funding, you have to apply for funding, launch the company. Then you have to improve the users, right? It's a product you have to go for, thousands, millions, like that. You have to go. But it is an app. You have to increase the number of customers getting the services from us. So like that, it has to grow up. So finally, it will be a big person, right? Like Make My Trip or Zoho or Swiggy or Zomato. Just imagine number of people getting into that kind of stuff daily, then coming out of that. Huge. And think about the employment generation by these companies, right? If you have a physical company located like you are a chemical engineer, I can quote Reliance Industries are there in the Jamnagar. They can give a job for around 10,000 people. Whereas this Zomato Swiggy can give job opportunity for lakhs. That's not the strength of ideas. One of the main objective of startup is employment generation. We all together work together and win together. That's what the uh, what is next is I'm going to business model canvas. I'm slowly coming to my point. That's all. So this is the structure of business model canvas where have a key part. These are all regular key activities, value proposal, like key resources, customer base, channels, and this is a template model. So in between this, the points only have to enter. So since the startup, I told that it's an activity where we can join together as a team to work together. All the team members have to join and discuss and fill the model canvas. Then, what are all the key partners you have to identify? You are thinking of manufacturing one chemical, right? So what could be the key parts? Who are all the key parts? So your suppliers, right, and your software. So each and every industry need a software engineer, a hardware engineer, an equipment design or selection person, right, and electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, right, designers, right? All those guys are necessary. So you have to work on who are all the key partners for my. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to make certain chemicals, right, which is widely used for cosmetics. So what are the key activities? Manufacturing so chemicals. Okay. So that is what key activity. Whether that chemical is already available product, since it's a new product, you have to try some kind of experiments on your table, right? Lab table. So you have to put the A and B and B, all those things. You have to try a little bit. Then go for a bench model. Then go for a pilot plant scale. Then go for a small scale unit. Then go for a large scale, medium and large scale. Like that, we have to move on. That those things are all coming under key activity. So what are the key resources? Right? So what are all the raw materials you are going to use? What are all who are all the persons you are going to get? What sort of the responsibility you are going to use? The value proportion, right? So value proportion means with my chemical, somebody is using my chemical as a part of that kind of cosmetic. What sort of benefits they will get? That is what we call it as value proportion. Okay. So bringing the true value, with capability and culture. So for example, I'll give you the example, real-time example. Similarly, customer relationship where we need to put somebody else for the response, catch the customers for this particular chemical. Customer segment, there are people who directly use. Sorry, somebody has to work on it first. What are the channels we are going to approach the customer? Whether you are going to directly sell that one on the doorstep, you are going to Amazon or any online.
Sir, excuse me, your voice is in mute, sir. This is fun.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
So somebody, this is the team problem, MS team. A team we can do all those things. Usually happen here. Okay, now. Thank you for your kind of information.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll move on. And so this is a Zomato business model you can go through. And what are all the key partners? Restaurant owners, retail grocery stores, delivery providers. Key activities, what we do? Partnership with the restaurant and retailers, managing and hiring delivery providers, collected data of users for smooth delivery and payment. So what is the value proportion? What I'm going to do my customer? Smooth the food delivery with the unpaid cancellation calls, smooth and secure online payment system, no minimum order restriction, multiple payment options, bridging the gap between consumer and the restaurant through a digital platform. Okay. So what are all the channels I'm going to operate? Either it's an app and the website. So what is my revenue stream? I'm going to get my revenue from the delivery charges through my in my website. People are going to come and order the food, right? So I'll get the advertisements through that one. I also provide consultation services to restaurants, other things, and even tickets during my visitors. There are a lot of things I can do with my website or app. So another is customer relationship by providing services and social media, all those things. Okay. So what is the delivery providers are going to get their income from tips received from the customer? Delivery provider can make extra money by offering flexible service. So key resources, a large volume of data for restaurant delivery providers and suppliers. This is what their kind of business model. Okay. So in this business model, if you achieve some 60 to 40% of that one, that is also good. Not necessary to put all the 100%. The business model will become a business. So this is some of the business models I took from internet. That this is a Facebook model. Same key partners and key activities, value proportions, key resources, right? Relationship, customer segment. So like that, you can also sit together. You can develop your kind of business model canvas. This is Udemy business model canvas. Okay, so go through. After that, we'll go.
Sir, you are not audible.
Sir, voice is not audible.
Yes, sir, your voice is not audible.
So somebody is muting. Just check it out. So you have to give the rights. That's what the problem. Anyway, we'll continue. So design thinking is all about these 5 stages, right? So empathize. Empathize means define, ideate, prototyping. So the all are interlinked. Okay, that's what the important thing is. You have to note it down right now. I'll brief on each and everything. Empathize means the sense of human needs, right? So what my customer will expect uh, while while using my kind of product, or while using my kind of facility, or using while my kind of services, right? All those things are there. So whenever you go to KTM, so whichever the fintech company having minimum number of operations, so that is what the best company as far as our the customer point of view, right? Only phone number is enough. Everything will be over. Simple. That's what we want right now. So that is what this empathize, conduct research, develop an understanding of your users. So here the user may be your if you are making any robots, right? If you are making any drones, the user may be a company or an individual person or a kid, right? So you have to think on what sort of users you are going to address and what sort of problems they have and how you are going to define the problem. So combining all your research and observe where your problem is the problem. So now you understand the users, then and understanding their kind of problem also. Now you have to give the probable ideas for sorting out their kind of problem, for finding out the solution for that problem, right? So this is what the third stage called, right? So before idea generation, it is not that you have some idea and you want to generate all those things, right? Your idea should have supporting documents, supporting observation, empathizing and definition. Define the idea, define the problem. That define the problem still you are going to give the solution. So that's what. So again, I'll inform you that if I'm going mute, please inform. Then prototyping is coming, right? Build quick and cheap versions of uh, the whatever it is, right? I'm going to explain it a little bit more about, because that is one of the important topic of our kind of discussion. And finally, after making the prototype, you are going to test the prototype, right? What is the use of all those things? So if you go to previously, empathize to help define the problem, okay? And after definition, I'm going to provide you the solution, right? So whether my kind of solution is okay or not, how do I know? Then I will have to get the feedback, right? So I'm after getting the idea, I'm making a small things, right? Which the, the small things I'm going to use it. So now I'm going to test it. So I'm not very much satisfied about my kind of product now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to revert back to my idea. Whether I can modify my idea or redefine my idea or refine my idea, that is another story. So after testing again, I can go for defining my kind of problems also. Okay, so that is what important. So moving forward and backward direction is very, very important in design thinking with one single objective. What is that objective? This is what my objective. End-to-end customer experience. So finally, either it is a product or service or whatever it is, the customer should be a happy person. Okay. So test return to your users for feedback and put the vision into effect. Implement it after that. So, simple design thing. So right now I cannot elaborate each and everything, but you have some kind of idea about this is what design thinking is all about. There are so much of things are happening in Innovation Council of India. Uh, your the origin point of your Institute Innovation Council. They are conducting regular programming on this design thinking, prototyping, all those things. You guys subscribe for Innovation Council, and so that you will get a lot of information in YouTube. Whenever some seminars or webinars are going on, whenever some experts are talking, you will be get notification and you can watch it out. Okay. So that is one of the important thing nowadays. Instead of subscribing to all nonsense, you can subscribe with this channel. So what is that prototype? It's nothing, serious about this. Prototype is a small model, right? So what we do as a chemical engineer, right? We do first within A chemical and B chemical, we put together in a large vessel and take it out and find it out what's happening. So that is also called prototyping in chemical. Whereas the other one is make a small reactor or make a small agitator or make a small heat exchanger and try to put your kind of innovative ideas in that one. and see that whether it is working or not. That's what we call it as a prototype. Right? So here some pictures are there. In that prototyping also there are some stages are there. Right? First you have to establish the prototype objective. So what is the plan? Why I am doing this one? Okay. Then functional. It's not that paper model, right? A ship kind of, making up that's enough. That is not enough. That's what it actually works. It actually sells, right? That thing. That is what a real prototype. After making some kind of prototype, then develop whatever the suggestions you want to implement in that one. Whatever the new ideas you want to implement in that one. So implement it and try it again. So evaluate the prototype again, right? So these are all some of the models, right? So prototyping, the first stage of prototyping is sketch. If I want to make a new kind of furniture, a chair, can go through a lot of sketches, right? You can model it different, how it looks on that side, this side also. Until you get satisfied, you can go for it. So this is the black and white model. You can go for sketching it in color in the next stage. Okay, so that you'll see you can increase the feel of the product. So after getting this color and all, I can program it and get it in the 3D print. Right. 3D printing is a wonderful technology right now. Many of the guys are using for prototype development. So this is another 3D printing I'm designing. So what is this? Actually, this is there in the Paris, right? So, okay. So this is on car here. That car is identified as no. So Ola is venturing into manufacturing electric cars. Apart from after finishing their kind of project on electric scooters, they are training. So they have opened up their kind of prototype. What the model? This is how the car will look like. Ola car. Kind of somebody is first look at it itself, very attractive. So like that, you can make the prototype. And there are so many stages in prototype development, right? So first stage is, see another slide. Yeah. So first slide I sketch how it looks like, right? So this is an example for an app, right? Or you can take as in a mobile design. How do my mobile phone look like? All those, right? I can go for a sketch, and I can put apps in the boxes. I'm seeing that, right? So okay, now I will go to the proper dimension. This is what we call it as a low fidelity prototype. So each and every apps, what is the length, what is the breadth, how it looks, all those, what is the color scheme, all those things I can give to the low fidelity wireframe kind of structure. Then mock-up. No need to go for any connectivity or those things. Just design and fix it up. This is sort of creating the graphic content. Okay. So finally, it's a workable model prototype, a digitized visual representation for product. So now my mobile phone front page is ready. So this is how the things are developed. So here can have a lot of pages, right? So every dot will move on, highlighting the dot like that it will go on. So each and every stage, this is very important. That getting the feedback from the sketches. Wireframe is there now. So again, you can get the feedback and improvise it. Go for a markup, again get the feedback and improvise it. Again get the feedback and improvise it. Right? So finally your prototype is done, then go for a testing service. So this is for a simple model, and like that we can imagine your kind of chemical products also, mechanical products, a robotic arm, or electric products, or electronics products, whatever it is. All the stages are same. Okay. That's what's very important. So each and everything has to go with a similar manner. If you are designing a reactor, then you go for a first sketch only. So that's why people are teaching you the engineering drawing at the very first semester, right? So you know how to draw with the dimensions and all. So go for a wireframe model. Then make a small one in your lab and try to include all the facilities that there, all the characteristics of a regular reactor, and make a prototype and work on put on all the chemicals and find out whether it is working or not, okay, as per your kind of design. Some of the models, right? So I want to make a robotic arm. Then this is what my kind of wireframe structure. If I want to make a drone, this is what my prototype. Then it will fall down some 10,000 times, right? I have to make it out. And this is how a design of car they are developing through the software model. After the software models they develop, and then go for the CFD kind of stuff and try to evaluate a lot of things. If the mirror is small one, then the proposed one, what will happen? All those things will study. So this is a sample reactor and wireframe model. Okay, so where I have to put vent, where I have to put the reactant loading channels, what is the size of the hole, or what should be the coil arrangement inside to contact the heat and mass transfer also. So whatever you are planning, that is what important, right? So the things are moving in the same direction. Not everything, whatever we are planning, will happen. Explained with this slide. Okay. So we thought of that our plan is very straightforward. We can reach the goal very easily. But reality, when our prototype is there ready, okay, this is what my chair. Okay, very good. Now looking very nicely. This is 3D printed chair. Nice. Okay. So who are all going to use this one? Whether it is going to be used by kids or middle-aged person or adult or age-old person. Another one, how much weight it will hold on, right? A person with 100 kg or not. If they are going to use, what sort of things will happen? So this is my EV. I don't find any doors over there. So what sort of arrangement? That's what thinking, right? So finally, the reality, what will happen? This is what my wonderful chair. Some 100 kg person will come and sit and break it down. Okay. So people will say that you are not producing quality chair. Then what will happen? Our business will go down. But we never expect such, right? So again, we have to come back and we have to revise our kind of design. Or what we can do? Design is that's all. No problem. I am going for this one design. I have to inform the customer that this is meant only for people below 70 kg, isn't it? So for that, what I'm going to do? So I'm going to give a caution, right? Kind of information that is printed in somewhere else, so that people with 100 kg will not go there. Similarly, for other products, so some modifications I'm doing, right? Whether it is in the product or in the process, in the policy, right? So finally, I want only a better customer. So after learning that one, and I'm traveling again, I'm thinking. Again, I'm trying, I'm coming back, and finally, this is what exactly things will happen. I think this is a very, very important slide out of all the slides what we discussed, because whatever you plan, that will not happen in reality. So if you are preparing for both the things, you will be in peace of mind and you will continue a kind of entrepreneurial journey. If you are not ready to accept whatever I plan, that has to happen, then It is not the stuff for entrepreneurs, right? So reality is very, very cruel and very, very rewarding also. So you have to prepare for that. So these are all the companies which I put earlier also. So some of the information about the startup ecosystem in and around India, but that's not our kind of. So such a kind of news are, this is a newspaper cutting, right? You can check it out. Some of the information over here, some guys, so all are looking like hi-fi guys, but they are selling milk basket. Yeah. So see these guys looking like a software engineer. They are what they are doing. They are selling milk, right? Dudwala again. So what they added? See that their kind of product. How a milk will look like. Now what happened to this? This is what the value proposition. So far we learned what sort of milk we will be having. But after this startup companies and finding out the opportunities, they have vanilla milk, chocolate, and vanilla that is there in the bottle. The bottle is looking like a beautiful one and give a good feel, right? So everything they count. Apart from that, finally that we call it as design thinking, end to end the customer satisfaction. Just imagine their kind of product. This is what the Milky Waste product, right? Vegan mayo milk, peanut curd. They're making this product. And the milk lane, this is a Tetra Pak kind of milk. They get a lot of funding also. One such funding you can see, milk and groceries delivery space investment of 35.2 million in 2018. So there are a lot of guys to support you guys when you are starting something new. So think about it. Don't restrict with only the subject what we are studying. At least 4 or 5 guys join together, you can start a company right now. So some of the keywords we usually, in all the pain points, high quality standard, trade, IoT, smart things, supply chain management, product development. It's revolving around a startup ecosystem. Okay. So you have to know the definitions, how to use these particular words and all, search out and learn on those. So with this, I think exactly 7:30, right? Very good. There is any further discussions we can discuss, or we are running out sort of time, we can wind up the show.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable input. I now call upon Carmila Devi, third year chemical engineering, to deliver the vote of thanks.
No duty is more urgent than receiving thanks. I would like to express my token of love and gratitude to all esteemed delegation of the webinar for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. I extend my gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. S. Babu sir, for his valuable time in spite his busy schedule. A special thank to the management, head of the department, faculty members, and the IIC members for conducting such insightful event. And I finally thank all the audience for your participation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind of.
Thank you, bro, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your accepting our invitation with a short span of time. And thank you for your nice presentation. It will be more helpful to our students, community, and faculty members, those who are doing that innovation and research aspect. Thank you. Thanks and all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So whomever wants to have some kind of questions or doubts, you can contact Dr. Srinivasan. Then,
The feedback link.
Yes, you can send the link.
I'm leaving.
Again,
Thank you.
send it, sir.
Thank you, bro, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, bye. Rajaruban.